Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another traveling journal video, which is basically a video about a journal that, well, journals that are traveling around a circle of 12 women, including me, and each month we get somebody else's journal and we create an entry in it. So the theme for the month of April, my goodness, April, was spring? I don't know. Oh, bloom and grow. Bloom and grow, I think. Because I think it was actually my month to pick. Yep, bloom and grow. And so I decided to do this little picture of flowers that are growing outside. This is actually the little watercolor piece that I did was based off of a challenge over at Andrea Nelson Art. And she was doing, I'm pretty sure it was like a 30 videos in 60 days, 30 entries, 30 watercolors in 60 days or something like that. Anyway, she also showed how to create this little window with a shade that you can pull up. And so I decided to do these as two different, or to put the two together and create a window scene basically out. So basically you open the window and you see the little house with the little flowers. So that's what I'm doing here. I will, if I can find her videos that had these in them, I will link them down below. I apologize that this is very random, but I thought it just had spring vibes with the little flowers growing on the hillside and all of that good stuff. And then, you know, because I'm always looking for interactive elements for this journal project, I thought this was really fun. And I felt like that striped paper was great for like a window shade or wallpaper or something like that. So that's what I've got going here. I'm creating a little frame out of it. Basically, you cut your rectangle and then about a half of an inch in on 3 sides. You cut those, you fold the top up and then put a fold in the middle. And then I'm going to add a piece of paper. In this case, it's a branding strip, and I am going to attach it on the inside of the window shade, I guess. What would be the window shade? And I'm going to it's going to go on the inside and it's going to wrap around under the bottom. You're going to see me do it here in a second. I'm not sure why it's so hard for me to explain that in words, but before I do that, I did cut a wooden frame or wood a wood grain frame to go around the entire thing because I felt like it should be framed like the casing on a window. And so that's what I'm doing. And then I did ink up the window shade. I made sure also that those, like the trees on the inside, go the right direction and all that, although you're not going to see them when you lift it because it kind of sandwiches the two folded pieces together. But yeah, it is it is actually in there correctly, I believe. So it all looks really cool when all is said and done. It is about 4 by 6, maybe a slight bit bigger than 4 by 6. And but not by much, because I did most of that using a 4.5 by 6.5 inch photo mat just to get me all of the right dimensions. I did a test run on it first to make sure I knew what I was doing. This is definitely not my idea. I did get it from Andrea Nelson Art. And like I said, I'll try to put a link down below for her videos on that. So now I'm just trying to figure out what else I'm going to do. I do have a bit of room in this album. It's about, I don't know, almost 6 by 8. Not exactly 6 by 8, but pretty close. And so I have 2 pages basically, and this is going to be the main element for one of them. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to do on the opposing page. and on the background behind this, because obviously this is not going to take up the entire page. So here you can see the element with the slider working. I'm just trying to decide how long to make that branding strip. And I can't really fold it over like that because it gets caught on the fold. But I didn't really want the other side of the paper showing when it's sticking out of the top. I want it to be the stripes. So yes, you can see the other side of the paper when you pull it up, but yeah, I didn't really want it showing. So, and here's me thinking about, can I line that piece of paper and have it not show? In the meantime, I am thinking about putting this trim on the bottom of the window shade, and I think it's super cute because sometimes, you know, window shades have those decorative elements on them where it's like little fringy end on it. Um, Not in my house, but I have seen it in other houses. And so I'm just trying to think about whether I want to do that or not while I'm sitting here playing with it. You might have seen a cord in my hand. I did pull out my glue gun just in case I decide to go ahead and go for it. And then I'm trying to figure out what background I want on my papers. And I'm going to end up going with this lighter of the two colors of florals there, the one with the cream background rather than the pink with the cream flowers on it. I think it just works better and stands out better. So I am happy with that. In the meantime, I'm going to glue in my little watercolor picture here so it looks like you're looking out the window when you open it. And then I did cut down my paper to go ahead and fit on top of the journal papers that are going to go ahead and sit inside of this album. And I am going to ink everything up, and I am going to go ahead and hole punch all of those papers. I'm using I can't remember what this tool is called. It's to use on the outside of a stamping platform. It is from MK's site over at Some Assemblage Required. I don't know if she has them in stock currently or not, but I'll put a link that down below for that as well. But I am using it just to make sure my papers get good contact, but it does work great on the stamp platform as well to put pressure on the stamp and make sure there's good contact between your stamp and your paper as well. So that tool is all about making good contact, I guess. And so here I've gone ahead and made my decision. I'm going to go ahead and add this trim, and I think it looks really cute. And it's not normally a trim that I would kind of lean towards, but if you've watched my channel, you might have seen me use it earlier in the month on a yellow layout for Rainbow Crush. And that was actually the leftover piece because this is actually the April entry for the traveling notebook, not the May one. So the leftover piece does get used, and I'm just showing you my videos out of order. And here again, I'm playing with whether or not I really like that paper showing. And I decided to line it because I did not like the other side where it's like you can see just half of the treetops. You can't see the whole thing. So I went ahead and lined it, and I'm lining it with the paper that is on my background. And I think that's going to work really well. And it's going to make me a lot happier, which is kind of funny because it's a hidden piece of it, but when you do pull it, it was not really attractive. So like I said, I want the whole thing to look good here, and it was bothering me, and I didn't like the half of the top of the trees showing. So I'm just gluing it down, and it's also going to kind of reinforce that paper strip too, so that it's got some heft to it, and it will hopefully stand up over time a little bit better as well. And so that makes me pretty happy. I've got this little window element on the right hand side. The left hand side, I'm going to make a pocket out of the same background paper, and it's going to have some tags in it. If you watched the video from the March traveling journal that I did last week, these tags were out of the same collection, and I cut them in last week's video. I just set them aside because I knew I was going to be using them at some point. I just didn't want to use them up on accident or cut the back side of the paper and not have them. without realizing they were on the front side. So I preemptively cut them out last week. Well, in real life, it wasn't last week. It was like several weeks ago, but in last week's video. So inking everything up with a little bit of Black Soot Distress ink. I'm liking how that's coming together. Um, it's going to give a little place for the recipient to do some writing. They can do it on the back side of these tags. They could even actually add another tag if they want to. But I really like it. I thought they were really cute. And then I am going to add some fiber to the one that has the tag hole in it, so it will get prettied up a little bit. And then these three little pieces, they look like they're on embroidery hoops. I did fussy cut the embroidery hoops and everything. I tried really hard to get this little truck into here, but it just wasn't happening. But my original thought was I was going to use them either on the video I did last week or the video this week, but I don't end up using it. And then I wanted to cover up where the stripes do not meet up, where that pull tab is sticking out. And so I put this little heart sticker there, but eventually I'm going to cover that up as well. I should have used a little thicker foam. So I'm going to add another piece of foam right over the top of that heart and use a different sticker that has a little flower on it. Mainly because it just wasn't sitting quite right. It was kind of had a depression in it from the foam not being thick enough. So in the meantime, I am going ahead and decorating the left-hand page, doing a little bit of embellishing. I pulled in some strips of paper here. This is more of the striped paper to kind of bring the stripes over to the left-hand side, and I'm liking how that's looking, but I pulled in these elements that have the florals on them, and I thought those were really pretty also. And that striped piece of paper kind of just gives them a little landing spot like they're on a shelf or something. So I think that's really cute, and I'm just trying to figure out which pieces I want to use. I do end up using the flowers in the pot, or the watering can, not a pot, in the watering can. And then I think I use one of the wordy elements right over it. So I did end up using my adhesive. It's not an adhesive gun. Oh my goodness. The powder tool. It's a powder tool to put powder on the back of your stickers so that the adhesive is no longer sticky. So I use that at the top of the flowers because that pocket kind of tucks back behind those flowers, and I didn't want them to kind of stick to the tags or hold the pocket shut so the tags couldn't slide in and out easily. So I did use my powder tool for that, but the rest of it is all stuck down as it should be. And then my three little embroidery hoops, I intentionally offset them because I didn't feel like I would be doing a very good job of aligning them perfectly. And because the flowers in the little pot there, or the watering can, kind of stick up a little bit higher, I made the embroidery hoop decorative item a little higher on that side. Hopefully that makes sense. I am adding a couple more pieces in here where I can just give the recipient space for writing, basically. And then I used some thin pop dots to go ahead and pop these up. They're pretty thin, but it does give a little bit of dimension so that they are not flat on the page, and it feels more like it is a wall that they are hung on. And I'm really liking it. I think it looks really cute, and I'm really hoping that the recipient enjoys it and has fun playing with that little window and opening it. I think it's just a really fun element, and I don't know, it brings me a lot of joy, so I'm hoping it brings her a lot of joy as well. Now, I'm not the best at watercolor, but my little attempt at watercolor for the window, inside the window, is works, and I like it. So you know, they always say when you give a gift, give something that you like, and the recipient will enjoy it as well. So I don't know if that's always the case, but I'm hoping that is the case here. I did just write pull across the top tab at the top. And that is pretty much it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I realize that this is another journaling um, or, yeah, journaling video. I will get back to scrapbooking videos really soon. I have one more journaling video to share with you so that I can clear those out of my backlog. So thanks for bearing with me if your journaling is not your thing. But remember, all of these different techniques can be used on scrapbooking. So thanks for watching. I will see you guys again soon with another one. Bye-bye.